Everybody likes it. This car gets a lot of smiles. I get a lot of smiles in this car. So many people come up and say, my grandma used to have one of these cars, or my brother used to have one of these cars. We had so much fun. And I tell them, yeah, it's a fun car. It's not a fast car, because a lot of people, how fast will it go? How many horsepower it's got? It's not made for that. It's a British touring car. You're supposed to just go out and drive all the curvy roads and just have fun and enjoy it. That's what it was made for. You know, I got this book. I keep most of my memories of this little thing in this here book. Friend of mine that I've known for 40 years, Dale, he brought this car up from Florida, Sarasota, in 1979 and garaged it. Apparently this car came up in a U-Haul and 5 of his buddies down there put it sideways up in the nose. I wasn't there to see that, but that's how she got here. And kept asking Dale, are you ever going to do anything with this car? You know, come on, this is a cool car. Oh yeah, someday. He's an only child. You don't part with stuff easily, you know. So finally, the day he moved back up to Fremont in COVID, and this car got buried again in the garage. And he said, well, I'm going to use the garage. So we went out and started unburying the car, digging out the garage. We got it to like this. And I said to him again, are you ever going to do anything with this damn car? No. You want it? I'm like, yeah. How much? He said, $10. I said, get in the house, get the title before you change your mind. And she's mine. She didn't run. She was a total mess. I've never done anything like this before. I've always wanted to do this. I've always worked on my own cars, but I've always wanted to restore a car. You know, all my buddies did it. Watched them do it, helped them do it. And then looked at so many different cars to try to find the right one. She dropped in my lap. Got the motor out of it. You know, my buddies all asked, why do you need a hoist? Where's the other half of that motor? I'm like, oh, I'm new at this, you know, give me a break. I got a buddy that's got a beautiful TA, 346 pack Challenger, 1970, same year. It's beautiful. He's had it since he was 18. He's had it redone 3 times, but you can't touch it. I can touch this car. So I just started tearing into it. It's COVID. You couldn't do anything except play in your garage, I guess. And I started playing in the garage, and I've learned so much about cars that it's ridiculous. And I thought I'm a shade tree mechanic. I can fix my lawnmower, fix this, fix that, but this is a car. Never done this. I decided to name her Kimbo. Kimbo was Dale's wife. She passed away in COVID. She hated this car when he had it. So I said, well, it's got to be Kimbo. It's the only thing that she could be named. I used to go into her house and she'd say, hey, Jimbo, how you doing? And I'd say, hey, Kimbo, how you doing? So that's where she got her name. She was a fun person. All the health problems I've had in my life and everything that I've done, seen, been through, it all goes away when I get in this car. And that's magic. That is just magic. This is the funnest car I've ever owned, ever. I was at a car show, a guy come up to me, hey, you need some midget parts? I'm like, yeah, sure. And he said, I got a whole car, come and get it, $300. I'm like, I drove over there the next day and brought the trailer and picked it up and got it. Came with 2 hardtops. One hardtop was an MGB hardtop. Well, I don't have an MGB, it won't fit my car. So I threw it on Facebook. And then this Matt guy started calling me. I think it was John first. Don't remember. And said, hey, you got that midget top or that tire top for sale? I'd like to come check it out. So they come up here and checked it out and bought it. And they saw my car and said, hey, you're our kind of guy. I'm like, cool. Another set of friends to hang around with. Guys that know my stuff, this kind of fun stuff. Excellent navigator, by the way. I could talk stories all day. Mad Dogs and Englishman. That was a great show down at the Gilmore. Wow. These are my kind of people that I want to hang out with. John keeps telling me, drive it. So I'm going to start driving. Farther and farther. I had the old generator. I still got it under the bench there. I've had it rebuilt twice. Still didn't work. That silly idiot light on the dash was always on. John said, yeah, put an alternator in it, done with your problem. So I put an alternator in it this winter, and by God, he was right. That solved all my problems. I can drive it farther now. I like it. John was also the guy that said, hey, don't get rid of them spoke wheels. That's what makes the car. He kept giving me all these ideas. He said, paint them black. That'll look great with the sills, the chrome knockoffs. Why? I think he's right. I like it. These are going on soon. I love the stories. I love the stories about all the other cars. I've had so much fun going to shows and talking to people. And these guys seem to talk my talk and walk my walk. I drive this thing. I did not do what I did to this car to let it sit here and rot. I was always like, God, is it gonna run? Is it gonna run? I'm doing all this, spent all this money, all this time into this thing. Is it gonna run? And when I think it was April, getting to that point, hood's still off. We're gonna turn the key and hopefully it fires. And it did, and it was like, just, yes! I did that. I did this. I made this happen. And that just is, to me, a huge one of these. I mean, not everybody can do that. Everybody can take shit apart, but can they put it back together and have it be okay? You know? I put a lot of work in this car. A lot of time and a lot of pride. When you do something like this, that's what it gives you. The pride. Come on now. That's, come on. Come on. Is that not classic? That's classic as hell. I saw that, I'm like, I gotta have that. Look at the Rocky Rabbit's foot on there. Nobody knows what that is anymore. Come on. Jeez.
I love it.